Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your girl, Annette Fletcher, Miss Delaware Classic Universe, back again to share another phenomenal queen sharing what she does, why she does it, how it's important, and how you can support. Now, the Wear Your Crown Empowerment Speaker Series is intended to empower and inspire women and girls into purpose by hearing the phenomenal what's happenings with women and girls now. So our hope is that you're pricked into purpose, into movement, and inspired so that you can live your best life, basically. So today we have none other than a phenomenal queen, Takema Michelle Rogers, who is going to not only introduce herself, but share some phenomenal stuff she has going on. So you want to stay tuned. Be sure to lock this in, like, share, and follow, and check out all her information below as well. In the meantime, Queen, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, greetings, everyone. My name is Takema Michelle Rogers. Like she said, I am the current Miss All World Beauties US 2023. My platform is It's Got to Stop the Movement. Will you stand up, speak out, and be part of the movement? And that's a little bit about me and what I got going on right now.
That is awesome. So let's go back. How did you get into pageantry?
Oh, wow. I have been doing pageantry for since I was 5 years old. It's just something that just out of the blue, we went to a CME church. It was a CME Baptist church. My godmother was the bishop, the national bishop. So that kind of threw me in the reins. She called my mom up one day. We were getting ready, as the story goes, we were getting ready to go to the national convention. And she said, I'm hosting the convention this year. They're having a pageant. My baby's dress is already bought and everything she needs. So let's go ahead and bring the crown back. And I went at 5 years old, competed, and I won my first national crown at 5.
Wow, that is awesome. So you are true to this life. Like this
Yes.
is what you do.
For true. I've been doing it since I was 5. I'm 42 years old and I'm not ashamed of my age. I have an 18-year-old that is about to graduate. And I also have,
Congratulations.
thank you, I have a 15-year-old that is about to go to the ninth grade. And I started my platform. It's got to stop the movement to give children a voice. I
Mm.
had one of my coaches, I think her name is Dee. She helped me out a whole lot, and her nephew was jumped in the bathroom. And I wanted to give his story life. He was laying in the bathroom for about an hour. Nobody knew where he was. And I wanted to give that story life for people to hear it, because as adults, we always say, no, be quiet, be quiet. This is adults talking, and children never have a voice. So once I heard that that happened, I was on a live and I was actually, telling everybody to pray for him. And, it was really bad. And one of my frat brothers was like, it's just got to stop. And God said, that's it. You don't have to use bullying awareness anymore as your platform. It's got to stop. So it's got the number 2 stop. And it went from being a movement to just being something that I realized that my kids love being a part of. I even let them go out with me. I go to businesses, I go to schools, wherever I'm going, I make sure that I have one of my kids with me. My son, I came from a domestic violence situation, and at 5, he was jumping in front of me to keep me safe. So what we don't realize is at a young age, they see these things. So I allowed him at 12 and 13 to start telling his experience and what he endured. And adults were like, is this really coming from a child? Because they never realized that a child could have such a deep rooted story and where
Mm.
fear could come from. And for a long time, he said, Mom, with you letting me do that, my fear is slowly starting to leave. So I gave him a voice to tell his story. With my daughter, she went through bullying in school. So did I. So that gave us something to connect with. As her being a girl, me being her mother, I had to show her that it was okay to be yourself. and allow yourself to be yourself. She was bullied. She was jumped in the school bathroom. She's been spit on by a boy. She was told by a young boy, you're black, I'm white. Whatever I want to do, I can do it, and I won't get in trouble. But what I realized is letting my children tell their story at a young age. I'm starting to realize it starts at home where the children do what they do. And so in order for us to change it, we have to allow them. One of the little boys said, well, my dad does it. My dad says the N word. My dad threatens my mom. And when his mom came to the school, I said, I'm starting to see now that you all make it okay for him to use the N word, for him to be violent towards women, to him to be violent towards little girls. So now I'm going to be that first one to say, you know what, this generational thing has to stop. It can't continue. But you as an adult have to show him right from wrong. And if you don't, he's going to grow up thinking that's okay. So that's when I realized that I needed to be in my community a whole lot more to make sure that my kids were safe and other kids were safe as well. So that's where my movement came from.
That is huge. And I love that it's got to stop. It's got
Yep.
to, the number 2, stop. Like that, and you're right, bullying gets underplayed or overplayed so much that people don't value or understand what that authentically means for our kids and how impactful it is for how they're growing up nowadays and the spaces that they're in. So that is awesome. So that is your platform now. Is that correct?
Yes. And I've had my platform since 2017.
Okay. That is awesome. So in terms of developing your platform, how did you develop your platform?
I developed it by doing a t-shirt. I was at home. I'm very creative. I was at home and something said, what can you do for people to see it? I went to Walmart. I bought a black t-shirt. I bought some stencils. And then I said, you know what? I said, God, give me what you want me to put on this shirt. And I spray painted a shirt from scratch with no design. And I have t-shirts, and I make them by hand. That's how I get my platform out there. I've done a fashion show. It's called It's Got to Stop Fashion Show. I pulled in a lot of designers, and I did a poem called I Got Flowers Today. And I wanted to make sure that it was impactful. The poem is about a young lady who was in a relationship, and her husband or your boyfriend or whoever you might be with was abusing her. And she woke up one morning and she said, I couldn't believe it. I thought he loved me. And he did it again, but I got flowers today. And so at the end, it said, I got flowers today. And you want to wonder why? Because I died. Today was my funeral. So I wanted to make sure that with that poem, that I made it very impactful, because it could be bullying where somebody takes their life. It could be someone bullied a person to the point where they beat them until they killed them. It could be any number of things, but the main impact that I want to make with my platform, I even made a jacket. It's blue and pink. I made it from scratch. I took some paint, I put it on the back, I hand drew the letters on, and whenever I go out, I put that jacket on, and people always ask me, what is that? What is that about? So I make sure when I go out and I'm doing anything and I know it's going to make an impact, like today, I try to make sure that I bring it up and bring awareness to my movement.
That is perfect. And that's a great segue into you have something else coming up as well, right? I'm so curious. I saw it on your page and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me just wait. Let me let her share what else she has going on. So I'm gonna pull up your page, and if you want to share what's going on your page, we can let's talk about that. Because this is nonstop. You guys, I hope you're paying attention. Yes. Okay. Would you like to tell us about Queen Open Your Heart?
Yes. So we were at boot camp getting the new delegates. Of course, Our pageant is in July. I'll be passing on my crown, and hopefully, knowingly, I pray to God that I get the international title that comes after this. I was actually with the three ladies that you see as my special guest. Um, I was sitting at the table, and Patria was just like, "I'm nervous." And I said, "Well, baby, why are you nervous?" She said, "Because I have so much anxiety and I just don't know how to tell my story and everything I've been through." And out of my mouth, literally, it was just, "Queen, open your heart. I'm here to listen." And God literally spoke to me right there. "I just gave you the words. Open your heart and let them tell their story." So as you can see, my state director for Alabama Our World Beauties, I'm going to be honoring her that day as well. She has a wonderful story. Her son was actually killed by his girlfriend's dad in a domestic violence situation. And I just want to honor her. It's her story. My year is in honor of her. I call her mother. This is my pageant mom. She pushes me to be better. And so I want to push my pageant sisters. I'll have Patria Gaston, Catherine Moore, and Alexandria. They will all be there to tell their story. And I'll also tell a little bit of my story throughout letting them tell their story. You can go on my Facebook page and see the flyer. There is a QR code in the corner for you to scan, for you to get your tickets. Right now, you can get the early bird special. VIP tickets are only $20. General admission is $15, virtual is $10, but they will go up June 1st. So VIP will go to $25, general will go to $20, and virtual will go to $15. So I want to make sure that I'm reaching the community, but also I will be gifting my portion to one of my sister queens to help them get to nationals in July.
Oh, that's nice. That is awesome. And this is exciting.
Yes,
Okay, you guys. So this is June 22nd. And you have time. Open, Queen, open your heart. $20 for an early bird, even $25 for an experience like this is more than worth it. So if you have an opportunity to go, make sure you check out the QR code and
yes,
register. And if you're having trouble because your phone is maybe as crap as my old one was, hit our queen up, let her know so that you can figure out how you can pay for your spot
yes. And you
at
can hit
the
either
the
one of the
event.
queens, Patria, Catherine, or Alexandria. You can hit either one of them in their inbox, and they will be glad to assist you.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what's the name? What's your title and what's the name of the pageant that you're in?
Okay, my title is Miss All World Beauties US 2023, and it is the All World Beauties Pageant Man of Distinction. I'm sorry, All World Beauties Man of Distinction and Women's Pageant. It's a pageant for men and women. We have several divisions. We have the MISS division, which is standard. We also have a plus in that division. I am the MS Standard Queen. We have a plus division for MS. We also have the elite division, which is for the older, I think it's like 42 and up who are not married. We also have the married division, where if you're married, you can come in and compete as well. And we have the men's division, which is the man of distinction. Our Alabama went and made an Alabama sweep. We brought back 7 titles. So we won all of them except for an ambassador title and a elite title and the overall and married and the overall title. So we brought back an ambassador title, the MS title plus and standard, MISS plus and standard, the man of distinction. We brought back a princess title and an ambassador title.
Oh,
I coached all of them to the crown. I was actually competing, so I was coaching while I was competing, and I'm just proud of them. And this was the first time in history that Alabama has went to All World Beauties. and actually brought back an Alabama sweep. So we made history. We started off with 2. We went from 2 to 1, and then we brought back 7 the next year. So yes. And
Okay,
we
they
also,
said they are not playing.
no, and we also brought back an international title as well the year that I was crowned. So
Okay.
technically, 8.
So now okay, so that is new. That piece is new. And I'm so curious like right now. So there are state pageants for you to
Mhm.
get your title, right?
So some states do have pageants. Like California has one, Alabama has one. And some states are open states where the delegates at large. I just so happen to be a part of a state that actually has a director. Her name is Antoinette Stewart. She's an amazing lady. I would, if I could take her everywhere and just put her in my pocket and take her with me, I would. She's an amazing lady. We all competed together first. So the first round that they went, I didn't compete. I was actually a part of Plus America. I won state, and so I went to compete. I didn't win nationally. I was like, okay, it's just not my time. So I went to assist them for AWB, and then turned around. I competed during the right when COVID hit.
Oh,
So our titles were lingered, our state titles were lingered out for a whole year. It was like, okay, you got these crowns, you get to go to nationals, and then boom, COVID hits. So 2020, they call us the COVID class. So I went, right before that, I lost my sister to breast cancer. So I was dealing with that. I was doing it because she wanted me to do it. And I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I realized even when I did the pageant for Plus America the first time, I was doing it because everybody wanted me to compete. Girl, you're good. Why are you not doing it? I lost. I was hard on myself. But when I went in the first time to AWB, everybody was like, you should have won this. But we get that you're grieving. And that's what touched me more. The day of the pageant, literally finals was on the day of my sister's 1-year anniversary of her
wow.
death. So I was already dealing with a lot. I had interviews. I literally lost by 2 points. But when I started talking to everybody, they was like, you didn't take your time. You weren't comfortable in your clothes. And I told them, I did it for my sister. And they said, that's why, because you did it for the wrong reasons. So I left that system and went to a completely different system where somebody called me up and was like, hey, I just paid your fees for American Elegance. And I'm like, I just lost the pageant. Can I get over the loss first? They was like, nope. If you sit there, and the words that came out of her mouth were, if you sit there and waddle in it, you're never going to get back up and try again.
Mm.
Just like if you fall off of a horse, you need to get back up and try it again. She said, you'll never try again. So your fees are paid. Now, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to pick it up, carry the crown, or are you going to leave it sitting there and let someone else have it? I said, no. So I went to my director of AWB and I told her name is Andrea Sledge. I said, I had somebody pay my fees. I know I said I would come back, but I promise you, if I don't win this one, I'll be there to compete. She said, no, you go and compete, focus on that one. And I'm here when you're ready. You're
Yes.
always part of AWB. So I went, and it was an amazing experience. I was by myself. It was only 2 of us from Alabama. I was in the women's division and I swiped it. It's like literally went, killed an interview where I messed up an interview at AWB. I went to AE, I killed it, and turned around and brought back half of the optionals, um, half of the just the category optionals in my division, and I brought back the crown. And also me and my competitor, for one of her friends, because he was suffering from kidney failure, I split the community service award with her. I said, I don't want to take it all myself because we both have a platform. Let's split it together. So when they call out community service, let's go and do it together. So we actually accepted the community service trophy together for our division. But I
Nice.
did win community service overall, which was a actual optional. And they said they had never seen a phenomenal queen. I had over 200 almost by the time I got crowned, I had almost 1,000, close to 1,500 community service hours. And I was able to document it in my scrapbook. And they couldn't believe how well put together the scrapbook was together. It was almost 200 pages of community
Mhm.
service. So I love doing service.
Oh, okay. Can we go back to the director of
Yeah,
the AWB? Can
yes,
I
I
say I
love,
love that? I feel like that is the spirit of pageantry. Like
yeah,
when I first started doing this, I had someone say, "Why do you have other people's queens on your platform? Like, this is your title and this is your pageant." And I was like, "Because they're queens, they're women, they're
right,
girls. I don't know all of the women they know." Right. And in terms of exposing women and girls to positive, inspiring, encouraging women, like I want to be able to do that. Why would I not invite other women?
right.
Like, doesn't that keep you stuck in like this bubble or
Yeah.
something? So when women compete in pageants that either I'm running, organizing, putting together, or even competing in, I'm not there to compete against them. I'm there to market, promote myself, and if the pageant system that I'm competing in sees value in it, then bless you, let's grow together, right? So
Mhm.
to hear, oh my, I'm like, I wanted to scream, but I was like, let me finish. But to hear a pageant director, because I promise I thought it was only me, to hear a pageant director say, no, go ahead and compete. Good luck. We'll see you when you're ready or when you come back. That is the love and the support that we need across all of these systems. Because what's not like there are so many pageants. I
Mhm.
always tell women and girls, there is a pageant for you if you're interested.
Somewhere.
There's a pageant for hair. There's a pageant for being able to design and create things. There's a pageant for you if you are interested. So when they say if you build it, it will come. Your tribe is out here waiting for you.
So I have three. I have the All World Beauty System. I have American Elegance, and I love another system I have not competed in yet, but hopefully soon I will be able to, and that's Royal Productions. But AWB opened up their arms to me as me being in another system. And that's what won me over. Let's talk about Andrea. She is the national director. I love her to death. She stuck with me. I told her just back May. Once I seen you for the first time and you welcomed me in, that's Mama Bear. She does not allow people to mess with her queens. Let one of us call, or her kings, let one of us call and say, hey, we're in trouble. She's there. That's one thing I can say about her. She's a Mama Bear first and a national director second. She
Yes.
makes sure that our mental health and anything that we have going on is taken care of. When I say my sister passed away, that was the first. She was the first one to call me. What do you need me to do? How do you need me to help me? Outside of my sorority, she was the first one to call, second or first to call me and say, I'm here for you, whatever you need, I'm
Mm,
there. Need me to come, I'm there. If you need to call me on the phone, I'm there. When I lost the first time, I realized that I was going to stick with AWB no matter what. That's my pageant family. When I came back this year, my goal was to win for me. And so my uncle, which is my pageant uncle through my pageant mom, he said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm giving you all the tools that you need. You got your outfits together. So now what are you going to do? He said, I know you're about to say, I said, I'm going to make a table and I'm going to invite everybody to my table to eat because I'm coming, I'm making the meal and they're going to eat. Whether they like what I've made, I can't help it. But I'm inviting everyone to my table. So when I went into nationals, I had a goal for myself. Just like you said, I'm promoting myself. I'm not promoting anyone else around me. I'm competing against myself. What do I have for this crown to change? And what
mm,
I realized with this win was I gave up on myself too quick. And so when I realized it, people always tell me when you're mad or you want something, you compete better. I'll speak. Hi, how you doing? I went in for one Pacific Gold, and that was to show the judges whether it's my division, whether it's the ambassador crown, or whether it's the grand finale, you know, the ultimate crown. I am here to show you all I have empowerment, I have inner beauty, and I have service. Those are our 3 pillars: empowerment, inner beauty, and service. And I have all 3. When I hit that stage, every time I hit it, I made sure to let those judges know, come and eat at my table. Let me show you what I got. Because my
Yes.
food. So once my name was called, I couldn't believe it. I was like, y'all lying. I jumped up and down so much, but I looked up and I said, sis, this one's for you. Because I knew she was there with me and guiding me through it. But I was just glad to be able to win the crown and do what I'm doing with it and make sure that I'm making a positive impact and making sure that I'm living up to those 3 pillars.
That is huge. Like that is,
Yes, ma'am.
this is why you're probably our last speaker for this season, because everything that you just shared is what Wear Your Crown is all about. Hashtag Wear Your Crown is about not only empowering yourself, and it's imperative to always do that introspective, like how can I improve? How can I do better? What worked today? What didn't work today? And help, and using that to help and empower and inspire like other women and girls. I am like elated right now. Okay, so for women and girls who are considering doing pageantry, what would you say to them in reference to uh looking for a pageant to be a part of?
What I would tell them, like today, I actually went and judged a pageant today. So I've been up since about 6 o'clock. I went to a kidney walk with my sorors this morning, then turned around. I did a little work while I was at the kidney walk, and then I went to a pageant. But what I would tell young girls, even adult women, even adult men, people say, well, no, that's for children. Listen, I've been doing it since I was 5 and I'm 42. Whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve, whether it's pageantry, whether it's a job, or you even being an entrepreneur, because I'm also one of those two. I have a business called Anointed to Organize, where I come into people's homes, their business, their computers, and organize their life. But I tell anyone, first we have to understand mind, body, and soul of why we're holding on what we're holding on to. Luke 9:3 says, allow God to declutter your life. That means physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and mentally. So I tell anybody, if you enjoy it, why not do it? So go for it.
You heard her. She said, go for it, y'all. So now the AWB pageant is a national pageant, and we started talking about that earlier. It's a state pageant in some places, and then you compete nationally with your state title. And after you win your state title, you have an opportunity to get an international title based on how you carried your national title. Is that how that works?
Yeah. So, okay, so most delegates are at-large delegates. What an at-large delegate is someone who does not have a state director. So they can go in, a small deposit locks in your crown and your sash, and it locks in your state title. I went in as, first I went in as the plus Miss Alabama All World Beauties Plus. Then I came back as Miss Crimson Tide Standard. So what that means is I won state both times. We had a competition. I won state both times. I was able to go and compete. Then turn around, once I compete, I go to nationals. As you can see, I won my national crown. Now with me signing the contract, and if I live up to my contract, we have 12 appearances. If we do 12 or more, it puts you in a running for a national title. So that's what I'm gearing for. I try to get out in the community. Mine is more serving than just being somewhere and being an appearance.
Right.
I believe, like I said, serving is one of my pillars that I love to do. And I try to get out there and serve every chance that I get, whether it's digitally, or whether it's in person. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to going to nationals and see if I get that other crown.
That is awesome. Well, you guys, if you have not heard of Miss All World Beauty, you definitely want to go and check it out. We'll get the links and we'll put them below. You also want to be able to share, like, share, and follow to wait, Miss All World Beauty, Miss Plus.
Miss All World Beauties US 2023. You can follow me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page. You can also follow my personal page. I try to run both of them at the same time. It's Takema Michelle Rogers, and just keep up with the latest things that I have going on. You can also find me on Instagram as the Declutter Coach, and I put my little tips on how to declutter your home on there.
And look, we're going to put all of that information below. So make sure you like, share, follow. She's also going to put her Cash App and or Zelle, a way that you can support, because pageantry is not cheap. It definitely costs money. Promoting, sharing your platform, getting to and from those locations. If you have to print materials to share, all of that costs money. So if you find it in your heart to make a donation, please be sure to use the link below. Also, like, share, and follow her. She has a lot going on. I am super interested in the June 22nd Queen Open Your Heart event, and it's in Birmingham, Alabama.
I'm excited.
That's exciting. I don't feel like I've been to Birmingham, Alabama, but I don't feel like I've done Birmingham, Alabama. So I may need to check that out. So if you are interested, go and check out the flyer, use the QR code and register today. Queen, it was such a pleasure having you. Takema Michelle Rogers. Anytime you are in the first states, if you are in and around Delaware, make sure you hit your girl up. There's a home for you here.
I might have to make a special trip. You never know where I'm going to be.
Until the next time, be sure to check out the Wear Your Crown Empowerment Speaker Series. If you started this in the middle, you may want to go back to the very beginning, and you might want to check the links below. Have a great day on purpose. Queen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. And guess what? Go into the world and be great. God bless.